Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back with another update video today. It is Thursday, September 17th. It's just almost 7 p.m. And let's take a look at the big board here. A lot of red on the board today. It was not a good day in the market. We did have a little bit of a rally as we closed the day, so we'll take a look at that in a second. But you know, the NASDAQ, the QQQs, the big tech stocks, they took a beating again. I mean, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Apple, all down at least 1%. Facebook got hit down 3.3%. If you're not aware, there's news out there that there is going to be an antitrust lawsuit filed against Facebook. So I'm sure some of that is not helping the cause of Facebook trying to rally. Semis were pretty much flat today, but we'll take a look at AMD, of course, but that doesn't really tell the whole story for what happened today, because AMD was pretty deep in the red all day, up until power hour, basically. But NVIDIA, AMD, flat. Again, the honey badger, Micron, up 1.5% today, because like I said, Micron does not care. Qualcomm pretty much flat, Intel flat. So let's just take a quick look at my best buddy so far, and that is AMD. So taking a look at the Robinhood chart here, as we can see, you know, we were down as much as 3.77% pre-market. We actually opened down 2.4%, traded choppily, right, up and down, up and down. Again, in the afternoon, we were still down 2.9%, even worse than where we opened up. But then we had a nice rally, and then we dipped a little bit, but then rallied. We almost got back to where we closed yesterday for a wash, but we're still down. It looks like after hours trading, we're still down just a little bit, almost 0.2%. But I am impressed with the nice little rally, almost back to where we closed yesterday. So that was good news. It was a little bit bad for my options, because once we were so low in the morning, you know, my options were so profitable. And let's take a quick look. So if you're not a long-time viewer, I currently own 200 shares of AMD, which this week I sold 2 covered calls on. I was assigned 200 shares at the $85 strike price, and so that's where I opened my covered calls. And I opened my 85 strike covered calls for $97 in premium each. And we can see right now they are trading for $32. So I have made pretty good money on it so far. So $97 minus 32, I'm up $65 per contract. Times 2 contracts, I'm up $130 if I wanted to close these out right now. Let's see how we close out the week tomorrow, because, you know, if these things are really cheap, like between $5 to $10 maybe, I'll probably just close them out. I mean, at this rate, if AMD keeps trading where it is, I'm sure these options are going to be worth, you know, less than $5 probably by early next week, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at the TradingView graph to see where AMD is right now. So taking a look at AMD, you know, I did notice one thing. So longtime viewers know that I drew this trend line here, which I think is a support level at right about 75 or just a little bit above it. And one thing, if you notice, is we basically opened up right below this trend line at just under $75. And then we actually closed the day right above it. So that was actually a pretty good sign that I think $75 is a relatively strong level of support. You can see all the way dating back to the end of July. Here, 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 those 3 candles pretty much bounced off the support line here. This candle here on September 4th came close. This wick right here pretty much touched it last Friday. And again, like I said, we were able to bounce right off it today and hit a high of about $76.55. So, I mean, yes, AMD was pretty much flat compared to where we closed yesterday. But again, it seems like right now, you know, I drew this red trend line here, which may correspond to another area of resistance, because you can see there's wicks here, 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 and here. The top of this candle here, pretty close to this wick here and this wick here. So I think right now, at least for the short term, AMD is going to trade between about $75 and $80. You can see for the past few trading days, we haven't really ever broken above $80 for intraday trading. So, you know, my strikes at 85, I think are very secure right now, because AMD would have to break through this area of resistance at $80, but then also this area of resistance at 83, because as you can see, there's these wicks here and here that come close to it. There's this candle here, this wick, these other wicks also come close. I mean, actually this whole week of trading here comes pretty close to this resistance of 83. So I think there's 2 resistance levels before my strike. If I'm able to lock in a good amount of premium maybe early next week, I might close out my positions early. And if AMD continues to trade between 75 and 80, maybe I'll sell some more covered calls, but this time at a lower strike price. Maybe let's say 83 or maybe even $82 if I want to get really aggressive. But we'll have to see how the trading week goes, where the share price is. I still want to collect a decent return on my capital. You know, if AMD continues to trade in the 75s and I try to open an 85 strike put, I'm not going to get a lot of premium because it's $10 out of the money. But we'll just have to wait and see. You know, my concern, you can see the wick got really close to getting close to this gap here, which is around the low 70s, from about 73 to about 71. So that scared me a little bit. I'm sure it scared a lot of other people, because I think once we break through this support level, the next kind of area of support down is going to be in the low 70s. So that's going to be a far ways away from our recent highs in the low 90s, which was just at the beginning of this month. So I really hope we trade above 75 at the least, and that way I can still collect a decent return on my risk without having to lower my strike price that much from my cost basis. But we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Now, the other positions that I have open right now are on Space or Virgin Galactic. And just as a quick reminder, I have 200 shares of Space. Space did not have a great day today. Just like AMD, it opened up in the red. It was down almost 3.5% pre-market. We actually did open up down only 1.9%. But you can see it was a very choppy day of trading, but it was all in the red. So even during after hours, we're still down about 2.2% compared to where we closed yesterday. But that means that my Space covered calls, because I got assigned 200 shares at $19 a share, that means my Space covered calls are looking pretty good. I sold these babies for $60 a pop. They're currently only trading for $16, so 60 minus 16. I am currently profitable by $44 a contract, and I have 2 contracts, so I'm up $88 on my Space shares. So similar scenario. Let's take a look at the graph on TradingView. One thing I did notice about Space is that I initially drew this area of support all the way down here by $14 and some change. And I really think $18 is a relatively strong area of resistance right now. You can see a couple of times recently we've had these wicks that have touched or kind of gotten a little bit above it, but the share price never is able to close above that since mid-August. So although I do think that $14 is still an area of support, we haven't really gotten that close to it recently. But more recently, it looks like this Fibonacci level here, which is the 23.6% level, I think that's acting as an area of support as well. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a trend line at that level, which is pretty much right here. I'm just going to color this yellow and make it a little thicker just to be in line with the other trend lines. Because as you can see, the wick today pretty much bounced right off it. The wick here, the candle here, the candle here, here, pretty close here. So dating back to about the end of August, it seems as though Space is trading between this channel of about mid-16s to about mid-18s, let's say. This $2 window between, like, let's just say $16.50 and $18.50, Space has kind of been bouncing up and down in that range. So we'll have to wait and see, because my strike, you know, same idea. I might choose a lower strike if I think that Space is going to continue to trade in that range just to collect a little bit more premium out of there. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. The other thing is we have an area of resistance now because we are trading below the 21-day moving average. And you can see the candle closed right below that. So we may be even in a more narrower channel right now between about 1650 and about 1750, unless Space tomorrow in the coming days can break above this 21-day moving average. So we did trade above it the past 2 days, but today, because we were red all day long, we did unfortunately trade below it. So we'll have to keep an eye out to see what Space does tomorrow to close out the week, but also early next week. But I am pretty happy that both of my contracts on AMD and Space are profitable right now. I mean, I could close these out tomorrow morning if I wanted to and collect a good return on my capital, but I think I'm going to wait, try and squeeze a little bit more theta out of them, and just to collect a little bit more premium before I make any changes. I did not open any new positions today. I am a little bit scared of the market overall, just because, you know, I think we're a little volatile right now based on the Fed meeting yesterday and today. I think the market did not like what Jerome Powell had to say, which is why we're so choppy and red. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we will rally tomorrow into the green to close out the week on a green note going into the weekend. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I hope this was not just a blip on a much more bearish trend, but only time will tell. Let's just take a look at Big C, because if you didn't watch my 10-minute trade video from last night on Big C, you know, I told you this stock was pretty much hot garbage. I don't know why people are playing this. And just like that, Big C was down 7.8% today. You know, I had drilled this downward channel yesterday saying we'll have to wait and see if Big C can break above it. And it didn't. You can see it's perfectly still trading in this downward channel. One of my viewers requested to do technical analysis on Big C. I hope you're doing okay with options or shares or whatever you have on Big C, but it was not a good day. I mean, like I said, down 7.8% on Big C. Have to see how it trades this coming days, but yeah. If you're not aware, I started some additional videos. I've been putting one out now every night for the past 3 nights. I'm calling them 10-minute trades, where I basically take viewer requested tickers and do some technical analysis on them. I think it's very fun. People seem to like it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Stay tuned, because now I've been putting out 2 videos every night. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. As always, if you have a question or a comment, leave it below, or better yet, join our Discord server. And as always, happy trading.